Again. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different from the normal, like eye makeup reviews. We get in the habit of when we're reviewing and swatching eyeshadows, to really pretty much just focus on palettes, like the hottest palettes of the season, the most popular, and I'm guilty of that as well. I do. I love my palettes. I love, spoiling myself when I splurge for a high end palette. But that we tend to overlook the fact that there are some really, really good quality single eyeshadow collections out there. And the couple that I am going to focus on and swatch for you today are three of my favorite formulas, three of my favorite single eyeshadow collections. And we're not talking about just because of the colors that I bought. We're talking about the feel of it, like they're very buttery, silky. They apply very well. They blend like a dream. And they can go toe to toe with any eyeshadow from the highest end eyeshadow palette, especially this first collection. This first collection is, these eyeshadows are, I mean, above and beyond. Maybe they remind me so much of, as far as their silkiness and butteriness, they remind me so much of the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette I just acquired. They're even maybe a little, some of them are maybe even a little silkier and like more buttery. And the depth of the colors remind me of the Urban Decay eyeshadows. So let's get into that real quick. The first, and I don't have every color in these collections. The first collection we're starting with is the one I have the most colors of. Because I just fell in love with this, these eyeshadows, the first one I bought, and I won't stop buying them until I have all of the colors. First one, we'll start with like the two that I use mostly as a transition or a highlight in the corner of the eye, which is what this is really good for. This is called Eternal Sunshine, and this collection is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. That's what this collection is. These are all the ones we're focusing on right now from there. And if you notice, like, it looks like that. You can see the eyeshadow through a glass. You screw off the cap, and then inside the cap there's this little thing you pull out, and all this does is it protects the eyeshadow and it keeps it like compact, because this is one step away from a loose eyeshadow. It is pressed, but it's like if I wanted to use a mixing medium to turn this into an eyeliner or some kind of like face paint or something, all I would have to do is like take my brush and rub against it lightly, and it would just crumble into loose eyeshadow. So I guess this is like here and protect, not only to protect the eyeshadow, but if you're working with the eyeshadow in a couple different ways, you put that on and it compacts it back to the way it's supposed to be. Now, like I said, this is called Amber Rush, and just, my finger going over that. Beautiful, so buttery, silky, smooth. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I think all of these are gorgeous colors, obviously, because I bought them. But, the formula is unbelievable. Those of you out there that tend to stay away from single eyeshadows because you're a palette person, and so am I. Like, I have a ridiculous collection of eyeshadow palettes. I still appreciate the hell out of these single eyeshadows, and you should really give them a try. The next one, which is maybe my single most favorite color that I have so far, is called Amber Rush, and it's what it looks like in the thing, and they all are packaged the same exact way with the little things. And there it is on my finger. So good. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at, oh, I love it. And so they have the butter and silkiness that reminds me of the Tarte Rain Shadow of the Sea palette. Maybe even a little more silky and buttery, and it has the depth of color that of the Urban Decay shadows. Now we'll go from light to dark. There are the two transition shadows that I usually use as transitions, or the one for highlights. This next one is called, oh god, I can't see to save my light. Always Pearly Pink. Sorry about that. Take up all the time trying to read. I'm not illiterate, it's just the tag is really, really worn. And this is like a really, really pretty soft pink. It's a very light pink. It's not overwhelming. It's not like Barbie pink or 80s pink, or, you know, the kind of pink you'd see on the eyes or lips of a 8-year-old playing dress up with her little makeup kit. So then the next one, and I love this color. This is called Infinite Sky. That's what it looks like. Love this color. Between this and the this and the Amber Rush, I can't decide which is my first favorite color between the two, because my second favorite color is going to be the last one I swatch. And that, I mean, isn't that gorgeous? Like, I mean, there are some single eyeshadows collections that I buy because they're good as a base. Like, to put a similar eyeshadow over, it really makes it pop. And that's what I bought. Like, I have a big collection of the Maybelline 24-hour tattoo eyeshadows, and some of them I use as a base. Like let's say I have like a real light pink color of one of them. I'll put that down as a base, and then put like a pink eyeshadow on top of it, because it really brings it out. And then some of the tattoos I use by themselves because they're dark enough to hold their own. But these are eyeshadows that I would never use in that capacity as a base for another eyeshadow. They speak for themselves. They hold their own. This one is called Always in Bloom. That's what it looks like. And that's what it looks like on my finger. That's what, see, so, I mean, just the depth, and that's one swipe. I mean, when you're using brushes to apply them to your eyes, you wouldn't believe, like, how, I mean, they're the easiest eyeshadows to work with. The next one is called Golden Sage. They also have a Golden Emerald, which is the next one that I on my list to purchase. When I bought this, I actually meant to buy the Golden Emerald, and I hit the wrong button and ended up with the Golden Sage. But that was fine with me because it's a gorgeous color. Like you can see, it's got that depth on that like little duochrome. It's got the two, like the green, the sage and the gold color together, depending on how the light hits it. This next one is called Smoldering Plum, and this is a very, very, very dark plum. Like, I don't even consider it a plum. It's almost black. You'll see. It's still good for smoky eye, obviously, especially maybe if you're doing a colorful smoky eye. It looks a little more purpley than it does show on camera, but it still has like that so dark color that it's almost black. But as you can see, like, it's got that violet sheen, like that plum sheen to it. Like, you can tell it's not black. The next one is They're Black, and this is my second favorite of the collection. Oh god, I grabbed the wrong one. This is my second favorite of the collection. I love this. I use this when I'm doing a smoky eye using the color black, or when I apply a potted gel eyeliner that does not hold up the summer heat. I set it with this eyeshadow so it'll last longer, because when I do that, like, I'll set the eyeshadow And there it is on my feet. You can see it's got a little sparkle, but like nothing that's like overwhelming, like to where it looks like a disco ball. And when you set your eyeshadow with it, like that sparkle on that eyeliner with it, that sparkle and that depth goes along with it, and it really gives your eyes a good look. There are all the colors I have from that collection. Like I said, I only have a few left to collect before I have the whole collection, and I will be collecting the whole one. And I mean, I'm serious. Anybody who doesn't like, who hasn't given single eyeshadows a chance, or that this particular line a chance, really should. You'll find that they're easier to work with than the highest end palette shadows that you can get on the market. The next one is also from L'Oreal. The next collection, I only have 4 colors in this collection because they're the only 4 colors I wanted from the collection. But when I bought the first one, once again, I was surprised. They're not as silky and buttery as the Infallible, but they still are very silky, easy to work with, very blendable. The colors are very pigmented, and it's just like a really nice formula, especially like if you're working them into a look with eyeshadows from a palette. I mean, they'll just blend with anything. And the first one I got, the L'Oreal Paris Riche eyeshadows, Color Riche. And the first one I have from them is Green Promenade. And see, they've also got that depth that reminds me so much of Urban Decay. Like that's my favorite thing about Urban Decay shadows is the depth and the richness to the color of the shadows, and these really remind me of them almost as much as the Infallibles. Now this, I don't know what color this is. The tag came off the back, and I tried to go in my past purchases, but I bought it so long ago. It's like it's almost like there's the finger swatch. It's like a violet. It's like a violet taupe color, and I know it has like one of those words in it, but I mean, like, see, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got that depth to it. This one is absolutely beautiful too as a lighter color, whether it be for your lids, the inside corner of your eyes, or your brow bone highlighter. And it is called Argentic. And I bought it thinking it was the picture on the screen looked like it was a straight gray shadow, but it's not. It's like a blue gray, and it's not gray. Like it's the gray in it isn't overpowering. The blue is more prominent, to where it's not something you'd use for a smoky eye. But that was fine with me. Like, I was happy, like, because I was more than happy with the color itself. And then the last one I have in this collection is called Meet Me in Paris, and this is the darkest color I have in this collection, and this is what I use when I use this for smoky eye. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It's a gray, but it's got like a hint of lavender color in it. It's gorgeous. So they're the I don't have just 4 because I feel it's like inferior in any way, like to the Infallible or any other eyeshadows, or I wouldn't be featuring it. It's just that these are the only 4 colors that I really needed or wanted from that collection. Because one of my favorite things to do sometimes, sit down. I have a whole collection, like a big collection, different brands of single eyeshadows, is to sit down and make my own look for the day with all the single eyeshadows, and can't buy every color of every collection, and they're the 4 that I wanted most. Alright, real quick, these 3, I only have 5 more now. Well, 6. This NYX, NYX brand, everybody knows that I love them. Even being a drugstore, like lower end brand, their quality of products are up there with the best. They've never disappointed, and I have 3 of their single eyeshadows, one being Gumdrop, and this is just a really, like, this is a basic light matte pink, like nothing, like real light, like I use that as a brow bone highlighter, nothing special. But these two blow me away. This is called Fireball. And wait till you see this. And once again, like, I'm showing these two because these are formulas that are real buttery, silky, easy to work with. Like, even to work into a palette look. They'll just blend with anything. They're long lasting. They don't crease. And here's the last one I have, and they're singles, and this is called Smoke and Mirrors. I mean, just look, they're so gorgeous. I do plan on getting more in their singles, and I also love their jumbo eye crayons. Now, of course, I have the milk color, the white color that everybody at one time had to have for the inner line, but that's in my daily makeup bag. So I'm just going to show you the 2 that I picked up the other day. This one is called Cashmere, and it's so pretty. I don't really use these as eyeshadows so much as carving out like the inner, carving out like my arch, my brow, and also serves as a highlight as well. So it does 2 things at the same time. And this next one is called Yogurt, and this is very pretty too. So depending on what eye look you're going for, they could both work. Now, I have used Yogurt as like almost like a contour thing, like after I was done my eyeshadow, and like it just didn't have enough depth or something was missing. I would take it and just kind of like contour it halfway across my crease, and it looks really good that way. And then I just have 2 special mentions. They're from two different brands, but they are probably 2 of my most used single eyeshadows ever. Milani, I mean, I don't know how many of you use a lot of Milani. Milani does have some really good product. They have some misses, but they have a lot of hits as well. And I have a couple of their single eyeshadows, but this is really the only one I use. It's called, like, you can see the word Milani's faded off. I use it so much. It's called Mermaid, and it's buttery. It applies well. It blends well, and the color. Look at that color. It is like a mermaid. It's a blue and purple mixture. Duochrome, and depending on the way the light hits it, it pretty much always looks both colors. And then Sephora, I decided to try one of their single eyeshadows because I needed something. It was like a couple dollars off of being in that free shipping zone, and these were on sale, and I saw that they had a single eyeshadow called Mermaid Tail. And whenever I see like a single eyeshadow collection I'm interested in, they have something like called Mermaid or along them lines, I always get it because I know it means it's like a duochrome. It's like got 2 or more colors like seen in it, and I love them types of eyeshadows. And this is from Sephora, the Sephora collection, and that's like so gorgeous. That's like green, blue, and lavender all together. I mean, and so I was really surprised because that was my first experience with Sephora eyeshadows. I wasn't sure, and then I was surprised at how good the formula this was, and so I went ahead and I bought a Sephora collection. It was a limited edition collection they had out about a year or so ago. It was their notebook collection. It was 3 notebooks, and all it was is like 3 little eyeshadow palettes that looked like notebooks. And so I went ahead and got them, and I'm telling you, I was really surprised that the Sephora eyeshadow quality is right up there with the higher end brands that they sell at much more reasonable prices. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on like that Sephora Pro palette for fall. But I just wanted to kind of bring these single shadows to your attention because I don't think they get the praise that they deserve or the attention that they deserve because they're always overshadowed by like the popular, palettes that are constantly being put out. So I hope I inspired somebody to give these a try. I mean, if I had to choose my favorite of all three, of course, like I said, it would be the Infallible collection because I trust me, you'll never find an eyeshadow easier to work with. So if any of you have had any experience with these or do have experience in the future, feel free to comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think about single eyeshadows compared to palettes. I mean, the reason I love to buy so many of them is because it's so much fun if I have the time like that day to sit down and just put like a whole look together like from all these different eyeshadows instead of choosing from a palette that it's pretty much made to all go together anyway. But thanks for tuning in and paying attention, and I hope that this opened your eyes a little bit to some of the lower priced, more reasonably priced, but high quality shadows out there for you. And please hit the subscribe button. I would love to get more subscribers, and comment in the comments any experience you may have had with these or a brand that I didn't mention that you feel deserves some praise as well. So thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye.